Identity crisis. Heartbreak. Why can't Wheel of Fortune viewers connect with Ryan Seacrest? Is he stuck between his Hollywood persona and Pat Sajak's legacy? We analyze the intense pressure that has made the most famous host in TV feel like the most unfamiliar. To stay updated with all the latest news, subscribe and turn on notifications. The seismic shift in the television landscape marked by Ryan Seacrest taking the helm of Wheel of Fortune has inadvertently opened a fascinating cultural chasm, one where familiarity is suddenly unrecognizable. While Seacrest remains arguably the most ubiquitous figure in entertainment, a constant presence on radio, the American Idol stage, and New Year's Eve broadcasts, a growing, vocal segment of the Wheel of Fortune viewing audience is openly admitting that they no longer recognize him, or perhaps more accurately, they cannot reconcile the hyper-polished, constantly trending Seacrest with the quiet, comforting legacy established by Pat Sajak. This isn't merely about accepting a new face, it's about a generational collision of television viewing habits, brand expectations, and the subtle, yet powerful, psychology of change, leading to a public discussion that is both brutal in its honesty and telling about the enduring power of television tradition. The core of the issue lies in the viewing demographic of Wheel of Fortune. For nearly 4 decades, the show has been a fixture in American homes, serving as a dependable slice of primetime Americana, often watched by a loyal, mature audience whose viewing habits were cemented long before the rise of social media and the era of the celebrity brand. Pat Sajak represented an era of hosts who were warm, familiar, and, crucially, unobtrusive. His charm was understated, his presence consistent, and his style deliberately focused on the contestants and the puzzle, not himself. This created a sense of stability and predictability that is essential to the game show's success as a comforting evening ritual. Ryan Seacrest, however, is a product of a completely different media ecosystem. He is the master of the multi-hyphenate career, the driving force behind high-energy, celebrity-focused reality television, and a fixture in the constantly churning news cycle. His brand is defined by momentum, immediacy, and an almost unnatural level of polish and enthusiasm. When Seacrest steps onto the Wheel of Fortune set, he brings with him the baggage, the energy, and the expectations of his entire media empire, and for a segment of the traditional viewing audience, this is simply too much. Their claims of not recognizing him are less about facial blindness and more about cognitive dissonance. They recognize Ryan Seacrest, the celebrity mogul, but they cannot integrate him into the role previously occupied by Pat Sajak, the quiet host. This feeling of non-recognition manifests in several key observations voiced across social platforms. Viewers complain that Seacrest is too big for the show, meaning his celebrity status overshadows the contestants, or that his trademark energy feels forced or inauthentic in the context of a low-stakes word puzzle. His professional polish, which serves him so well on a chaotic red carpet, reads to the older audience as almost robotic or overly rehearsed on the game show stage, generating a discomfort that translates directly into the feeling that they are watching an imposter. The transition is further complicated by the subtle, yet significant, physical and aesthetic changes Seacrest has undergone over the years to maintain his highly stylized public image. In an age of perpetual scrutiny, Seacrest always appears flawlessly put together, a look that requires constant maintenance and meticulous grooming, a stark contrast to Sajak's more casual, aging-in-place appearance. For an audience accustomed to Sajak's natural progression over 4 decades, Seacrest's seemingly ageless and intensely managed look adds another layer of superficiality that prevents the formation of the necessary, comfortable bond. They are looking for a familiar friend, and they are seeing a perfectly engineered television entity. This failure to create an immediate, organic connection contributes heavily to the sensation that the audience is watching a stranger invade a very personal, comfortable space. The issue escalated when Seacrest himself broke his silence to address the whispers about his own odd behavior, a move that, while intended to reassure, inadvertently highlighted the massive difference between his personal brand and the show's requirements. By acknowledging the stress and the demanding schedule that leads to perceived exhaustion or awkwardness, Seacrest confirmed the audience's underlying fear. He is struggling to fit his high-octane life into the relaxed format of Wheel of Fortune. This act of transparency, which might have been a win on American Idol, simply underscored for the game show audience that their new host is not relaxed, not enjoying the slow pace, and potentially not dedicated solely to the show, intensifying the feeling of displacement. Ultimately, the phenomenon of Wheel of Fortune viewers claiming they no longer recognize Ryan Seacrest is a cultural barometer. It signals the audience's deep-seated loyalty to television rituals and their resistance to having comfort replaced by spectacle. For Seacrest, this struggle is a monumental challenge. It demands he not only master the technical aspects of hosting a game show but also undertake the far more difficult task of unbranding himself, shedding the hyper-celebrity persona to become the quiet, unassuming facilitator of fun that the Wheel of Fortune audience truly recognizes and trusts. His success in this role hinges entirely on his ability to convince this steadfast audience that beneath the ubiquitous star persona, he can still be the simple, reliable fixture they invite into their living rooms every evening. Thanks for watching this video and please subscribe our Talent Zone Updates YouTube channel for more update news.